Nope. My computer froze. Now we're back. Hold on. I was like, here we go. Welcome. It wouldn't be the cardboard corner without being 12 minutes late and without a couple of glitches, right, buddy?
There you go. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, the
Hold on
best
one
part
second,
is
man.
though, is we haven't we last time we said we haven't done one in a while. It's probably our second show in about 2 months. Kind of take the summer off. Hopefully we'll get back into it more and more. But it's just we sit down, we just chatted for 10 minutes about nothing, and it's just so easy to talk to your good friends when you're just chatting what you like, right?
That's exactly right. And I apologize. Again, it wouldn't be our show. I'm tweeting out the link directly. Oh, you got it. I should have just retweeted you. My bad. I'm just sending the tweet now. And all right, I'm cool.
Yeah, we got Terry watching and Josh watching and Jen's like, my Cardinals are beating the Reds 2-1. The one time we don't put a card on it or something, the Cardinals are going to win this series. So I'll take the blame for if the Reds lose the series because it's my fault. So,
oh man,
if we're talking Major League Baseball, though, this is one of the bigger series of the year right now because the Reds right now have that second wild card spot, but just barely ahead of San Diego. I almost feel like they could just put the Cardinals out of their misery, or the Cardinals could jump right back in. I know it's only like a short series. And then they got Detroit coming to town over the weekend. And, the Reds had the easiest schedule the rest of the way out. So I'm real excited for that. But also, like, nobody saw this out of the Reds this year. Like, the offense is the one we wish we had last year with that pitching staff. The pitching staff, the starting pitchers have been surprisingly amazing. And the bullpen just been an absolute dumpster fire. Like Amir Garrett doesn't belong in the pros. Lucas Sims, like, what is going on? Like Michael Lorenzen's been good. TJ Antone was awesome, but then he had Tommy John. And it's where do you go? You didn't get anybody at the trade deadline. I mean, they bolstered the bullpen a little bit, but no sure closer. Like, you got to think that, teams like, Los Angeles, the Dodgers with their staff, and then Kenley Jensen at the tail end, just going to be almost too hard to beat. But the Reds offense, 1 through 8, like, name a better 1 through 8. You can't pitch around anybody. You got probably NL Rookie of the Year in India. Joey Votto still bangs. Winker's not even hitting right now. Castellanos is back. Naquin's having a career year. Moose is back and playing for Suarez because he's trash now. I mean, Kyle Farmer. Who would thought that journeyman Kyle Farmer would be hitting home runs like he is? And then, you got Stevenson and Tucker Barnhart. Like, the offense is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, where was this offense last year? When we had that pitching staff, and when you look at the Reds stats, I mean, you look at their run production, and it's been really, really good. But if you just blindly went to some baseball stats page and looked at the batting average for 1 through 8, you'd be like, how's this team scoring this many runs? I mean, they just seem to be really efficient with doing something when they get runners on base, and that's what winning teams do. And I guess they have to overcome that bullpen. And it's been atrocious. You're right. It's been an absolute dumpster fire of a bullpen. I can't believe that they've done what they've done without making any big moves. You're right. I mean, really kind of sat there at the trade deadline and didn't do. I mean, they picked up 2 relievers that were, I didn't know who they were. I mean, I follow baseball pretty closely, and I was like, who's this? So, I went into the season really, really trying not to be optimistic. I was very cautious, probably borderline pessimistic about it because they always break my heart. But, man, we're getting close. It's August 30th. And, we leapfrogged the Padres about a week and a half ago to move into that second wild card spot. And I just hope they can hold on. You get into a short series, you get into that wild card game, you get into a short series in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Do I have any illusions that they'll go to the World Series? No, but I'd like to see them with a little bit of playoff success. Hope they can avoid the Braves in the first round of the playoffs. I don't care who else they play. I'd play the Dodgers or the Giants. I just don't want to see them play the Braves because the Braves just have our number. So,
well, the Giants broke my heart back in 2012 when they were up 2-0. The Giants won 3 straight, and I believe they won the World Series that year too.
They did.
That series versus the Braves last year, like everybody, that game Bauer started. I mean, you could see his reaction when Votto didn't take home, and he's held up at third base. It's like, come on, man, you got to take home right there. But I mean, he's probably getting thrown out 9 times out of 10 on that play, and you want to give your next guy up, but just like the emotions come over you, and every single person wanted to see him take home. But hey,
I've forgotten all about that, by the way. Thank you for bringing that back up. I'd completely blocked that out of my memory, but now I can see it.
And now you have nightmares. I'll call you at 3:00 in the morning and sing you a lullaby. So it's cool.
All right.
I still have nightmares from that game where, game 3 of the 2012 where Brandon Phillips tried to take third base and Homer Bailey throws a 1-hitter and they lose in the 10th inning. Like, I was at that game. I remember because we were flying to Las Vegas for my 30th birthday the next day, and we got caught in so much traffic. We had to we drove straight to the airport and didn't have time to come home. It was crazy. But this, Joey Votto says the most fun he's had, like, being a Red. And I don't know if he's just saying that, but you can see the team's got that swagger. I mean, Winker's got his little dance moves he does. Castellanos is just, banging. Even Votto's hitting home runs. Mustak is having a good time. Stevenson, Jonathan India, is he Captain Jack Sparrow? Is he Captain Morgan? He's got the little pirate going on. It's such a fun team to watch. And,
they are fun to watch.
Had the Conor McGregor walk off last year, and it kind of like, with his personal things that didn't come around. If they hadn't, I'd like to see him because I think he would fit in well with this team. But I don't want him on my team with what he's got going on in his personal life right now. But the team is just so fun to watch. I mean, I've got my buddy Rich, who has been a Reds fan his whole life, and admittedly hasn't watched in 5 or 6 years because it's just been garbage. And I keep texting him like, hey, dude, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And he's messaging me like, hey, this is the most fun I've had watching baseball in a long time. Even the games where they're up by 5, you're not sure they're going to win. Games they're down by 5, you're not sure they're going to lose.
Right.
Because that's just how this squad is. And it's a ton of fun. It's going to end up breaking my heart in the end. I still think it's going to, I think it's going to be the White Sox and the Dodgers. I think the Giants are just like a Cinderella. Like, I can't understand why they're that good. They've got 4 cast-off Reds starters and really no huge superstar. They're just kind of solid all the way through. I mean, Buster Posey's, Hall of Famer in my opinion, but he's no longer, the superstar.
Right.
But I don't see the Giants. Who's going to beat Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw, and Walker Buehler?
Dodgers don't come out of the National League. Yeah.
And then the White Sox, they just got Eloy and Luis Robert back on top of the MVP and Abreu and Tim Anderson's hitting. You had Yermin Mercedes batting 1,000,000, and now he's down in AAA. You've got an excellent pitching staff, and then they got Craig Kimbrell, and he's been bad, but he's been historically really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, Mercedes retired for a day, didn't he?
He retired for a day and a half. It was about 23 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. So. It's crazy. No, but you answered. I was going to ask you what you thought about the American League. The American League's kind of like the National League, and you got that American League East. You got 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs out of the East. But I got to agree with you. The White Sox. I'll never pick the Astros. They're pretty solid to be the second seed, the Astros, and I just don't see them doing anything in the playoffs. The White Sox have kind of been there all year. They battled injury after injury. The running joke was they were playing with the Charlotte Knights for better part of a month. They were just playing with the Knights roster, and they're still there, ready to make a move. Eloy's back, Luis Roberts back. I like that pick coming out of the American League. I like that. I'll agree with you. I think it could be the White Sox and Dodgers very, very easily, and I would pick the Dodgers to win the series.
I'm never one to have, speculation that Major League Baseball needs a huge market World Series like Chicago versus Los Angeles, or they do very bad with Tampa versus the Giants. Because which casual fans tuning in for Tampa versus the Giants in the World Series?
I'm not. I wouldn't watch it. I watched Tampa last year because I was on the Rose Arena bandwagon, but I don't think I would watch it. a Tampa
That's the only
Giants
reason I
series.
think a lot of people watched it, because we were on the bandwagon with the Reese Arena. Like, that's it. But I just, an avid baseball fan my whole life, and now, coaching my kids and want to get them into it. I don't know that I would, like, if it was on, but I wouldn't go out of my way, That makes sense.
Yeah. A series I would like to watch. I would love to see. Obviously, I'd like to see the White Sox and Reds. That would be the series I would love to see. But I mean, we got to get there first, and then anything can happen. Anything can happen. I mean, stranger things have happened. But I don't want to see the Dodgers. I don't want to see the Braves. I don't want to. Three of my least favorite National League teams are the teams that are, in line to be in the playoffs above the Reds. So if the Reds can't win, I'm probably going to root for whoever comes out of the AL, unless it's the Astros.
Yeah, I absolutely cannot root for the Brewers, unless they're playing the Astros. Then it's just, hey, it's football season now, so I'll root for the Broncos.
Yeah. If something like that happens, then I'm out. I'll start watching UK football and my Bungles. So,
well,
speaking of NFL and college football, hey, I segued just now.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome.
Yeah. So, I'm a bigger college football fan. You're a bigger NFL fan. What are your thoughts on NFL upcoming season?
I'm really excited for the rookie class in the NFL this year. Everyone was huge on Burrow and Herbert last year. And then at the end of the year, more, Tua and Hurts came through. And then it was, hey, this year it's going to be Jordan Love. Then Aaron Rodgers came back. But you got generational talent in Trevor Lawrence. You got, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes 2.0 and Justin Fields. You have Mac Jones, who's Tom Brady 2.0. Like, and then you're talking Zach Wilson and the Jets, and he has a better team than Sam Darnold had. He's got Corey Davis, a wide receiver. He's got upgraded offensive line, and the running back situation's awful. I'm really excited because and even Trey Lance in San Francisco, that offense is loaded. If he doesn't even beat out Jimmy G, that's fine. He can sit and wait his time. You got Brandon Ayuk. You've got Raheem Mostert in the backfield. You've got one of the top defenses in the league, and which I think is really important to an offense as well. And George Kittle, who him and Kelsey are just head and shoulders above the rest. Like, he is put in. I almost think he's like Ben Roethlisberger. You're put in a position to succeed. Now, Trevor Lawrence down in Jacksonville, he's look what Minshew did with Jacksonville's got the least amount of talent on offense of any team in the NFL, and have for like 3 or 4 years. And Minshew took them to the playoffs with an absolute terrible team. So, see what Trevor Lawrence can do with them. Laviska Shenault and DJ Chark are very solid. They're going to have an upgraded offensive line. Defense has always been solid, playing kind of a weak division. But, Minshew over to Philadelphia now. Look what he can do with Devonta Smith and an awesome Miles Sanders and just a better offense. So I'm really excited to see that. I'm kind of bummed that Teddy Bridgewater beat out Drew Lock. I'm a Lock fan, but you got to think that, you got to trust that they know what they're doing. Denver starts out with a very weak schedule. They should easily be 3-0. If they're 0-3, people will be calling for Lock. And it reminds me of, the Tebow situation where Lock's almost in a lose-lose situation, him and Teddy. Teddy loses a couple games, they're going to be calling for Drew Lock the whole time. Drew Lock loses a couple games, they're going to be calling for Teddy the whole time, because you have, the battle and not one clear person ahead of them. Even when Kyle Orton was doing great, people were chanting Tebow in the stands. They just wanted to see him play. But I'm really excited. I think Kansas City and Tampa are head and shoulders above. I think Jameis Winston's going to be a dark horse MVP candidate. I think he's really good and going to show why he was number 1 overall pick many years ago. The Colts, see what Carson Wentz can do over there. And, I'm really excited to see Matt Stafford and the LA Rams challenge for the Super Bowl, because I think that Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, and then you see Cam Akers go down, but you got Darrell Henderson coming along. So, and you got the best defensive player in the world in Aaron Donald. So I'm very excited for not just my squad, but to watch other teams. It's not just fantasy, but like hey, there's so much turnover this year, so many guys on new teams, and so many things we haven't seen. Like the Browns are going to be good and possibly win the North for the first time. They're Super Bowl contenders. They were, a couple of snaps away and a bad call from beating the Chiefs last year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting storylines. You mentioned one that I think is kind of under the radar. The Rams have been scary close to being, they're Super Bowl level talent. And to get Stafford out there to see what he can do, I think that's a storyline I would like to watch. I'm kind of a low key Rams fan. I mean, I'm not a fan, but you've got the teams that you don't root against. Like, I'll never root for the Cowboys. I'll never root for the Giants. But if I'm flipping on Sunday and the Rams are on, I've always liked them. I've always liked Matt Stafford since he's been at Georgia. So I'd like to see him succeed out there. And I think, if it gets out there and it clicks, the Rams can be dangerous with him. I do believe by the end of the year that Minshew will be entrenched as the number one guy. I think he's going to beat out Hurts in Philadelphia. And, there's no telling what he can do with them. NFC East is always terrible. Philadelphia could end up winning the East, with Minshew leading them to the playoffs. So those are a couple storylines I'll be following. I'm not as high on the rookie quarterbacks as you are. I know Lawrence is a generational talent, but man, we've seen a lot of generational talents at that number one overall QB pick just not pan out. I'm not real high on Fields. I agree with you. I think Trey Lance is in a good position to succeed. And when it's all said and done, Mac Jones might be the most successful out of all of them. To tell you the truth, I mean, there's a lot of things that go in. Lawrence is probably without a doubt the most talented, but you got to look at the situation you're in. As starting quarterback, coming right out of college and being thrust into a starting role, and it's hard. It's the hardest position in any sport on earth is a quarterback in the NFL. I mean, there's 30 teams, and there's never 30 QB1s. I mean, there's always teams that don't have a legit QB1. It is the absolute most difficult position in any organized sport on the planet, I think. So nothing's a given. So I'm not quite as high on these rookie quarterbacks as you are, but I'll be interested to see what they can do because a lot of them are going to play right away.
Yeah, I mean, great points all around. I'm super excited for the Rams. Hopefully you can hear me right now because my computer's frozen, so I keep looking down at my phone because I'm watching myself on my phone because my screen's frozen on my computer because it's from 1942. Yeah, but
go ahead.
No, I was going to segue in, so go ahead.
I was just going to ask. I don't know what you were going into, but I was just going to ask what you think your Fighting Irish are going to do this year.
No, that's perfect because that's where I'm going right now. Is into the college football. And that's exactly where I'm going is to Notre Dame because they're starting out at Florida State in one of the best storylines, I think, of the year is Mackenzie Milton, who, if you remember, was quarterback at UCF for a long time and then, led them to the undefeated season and blew out his whole knee. And there's a huge story on how he, came back and battled back. And then, his backup took over the job and he transfers to Florida State and he's actually has a pretty good Florida State team around him. And there could be a dark horse team in the ACC that no one's talking about because Mackenzie Milton is really, really good. But and Notre Dame's ranked 9 right now. They've got they're going to play Wisconsin in Soldier Field. They're home to Cincinnati. They got USC who's ranked. And North Carolina is probably going to be ranked. They probably have North Carolina's got the best quarterback in the league right now. I mean, he's probably, looking at your number one pick overall next year to Detroit because they're terrible. But I'm not, everyone's saying, okay, Oklahoma has cakewalk schedule. They're in the college football playoff. And who's writing off Alabama because they're Alabama, or Clemson, who has, the next guy up because it was Deshaun Watson and then it was Trevor Lawrence. Now it's TJ, I think his name is, but he played against Notre Dame in the first time last year when Lawrence was out, and he only had like 550 yards versus him, and he's the number one recruit in his class. Yeah. So they're just reloading again. I don't think the Irish make the Final Four. They have to go undefeated to get there, but it could happen. They had to beat Clemson to do it last year. They made it and they got destroyed in the Final Four, but. I'm excited to watch. We'll probably go out to South Bend for 2 games, but that's the Irish or something that my family all watches together. So I'm really looking forward to the college football season.
Yeah, I'm always looking forward to it. This year I think college football is always the haves and the have-nots, and of all the sports, it's got consistently the same teams nearer at the top almost every year, and this year's no different. A lot of people are high on North Carolina that they can challenge Clemson. This might be the year. Mac Brown's done a lot of good there. I don't know if I'm as high on North Carolina to come out of the ACC. You mentioned Florida State's a dark horse. I do think if any team can dethrone Clemson, it'll be North Carolina this year, but I just don't see that happening. So you're going to have Clemson in the playoff. You're going to have Ohio State in the playoff because if you're watching this and you're a Big Ten fan, I'm sorry, the Big Ten sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten. They're going to, I don't know. They've won, I don't know how many games in a row they've won in the Big Ten, but so you got Ohio State, you got Clemson, Oklahoma. You said it. They got a really easy schedule. They're really, really good. I don't like Spencer Rattler. I've never liked him since he was on that quarterback show on HBO or ESPN or whatever it was on when he was in high school. I didn't like him watching him when he was a senior in high school, so kind of prejudiced against him, but he's good. But I don't know what kind of composure he can keep in the big games. But Oklahoma, if he comes to play, I think it's playoff bound. And then you got the SEC, you got Georgia or Alabama, who's going to win that game at the end of the year. Alabama lost number one wide receiver, number one running back. They lost Mac Jones. They lost everybody, but it's Nick Saban and they're Alabama. So they're always going to be there. But if there's going to be a year, this might be the year that Georgia comes out of the SEC. So that'd be the playoff I'm looking at. I'm going to say Georgia. I'll say Georgia takes them this year. So I got Georgia, Oklahoma, Clemson, and Ohio State.
Yeah,
for the college football playoff.
You're talking about the Big Ten. I literally read a story on Yahoo today. They're like, no one cares about the Big Ten West. The East is where all the big schools are until you get to Wisconsin versus Northwestern. And that's a type 3 sleep aid. You got to be prescribed by a doctor in 19 states to watch that game. And I'm just laughing like, oh my goodness, no one wants to watch this. You're like, yeah, and you're going to play Western Michigan on the Big Ten network for, 30% of your schedule. So the Big Ten is terrible.
I'm not a Big Ten fan. Never have been. I don't know. I don't like watching their games. It's but I am absolutely 100% biased against the Big Ten. Always have been. I mean, I'm not that way against the Big 12 or the Pac-10 or even the ACC. I'm anti Big Ten. Just always have been. But man, Saturday night, has there ever been? I'm sure there has. I'm a king of hyperbole, but this opening game, Georgia and Clemson in this opening Saturday night, man, that's going to be a huge game right off the bat. I didn't even realize that game was happening until this Saturday. I was watching Game Day and they were previewing it. I was like, oh my gosh, Georgia and Clemson are playing right out of the gate. So that'll give us a good barometer, I think, of how good each of those teams will be. That's Saturday night. So that's what I'll be doing this coming Saturday is watching that game. I'm really excited about that. I mean, my Kentucky starts off Saturday to play Louisiana Monroe or something. So, I mean, that'll be a noon kickoff. So I'll get to watch that and then get settled in. And I'm really excited to watch Georgia Clemson, though, Saturday night for sure.
Yeah, I was right now years old when I found out that game was Saturday because I had no idea. Because, the Irish play Sunday night at 7:30 because there's no NFL this week, starts next week. So they're the only Sunday slate is, they're at Florida State. And, I'm really looking forward to a good, solid Saturday of hanging out, maybe have a fire in the backyard and watching some sports and just family time on the weekend because, we're going to Disney soon. So we got to get that.
That's awesome.
Family time together. So,
man, this is the best time of year. I mean, college football starting up. NFL is about to be starting up. Baseball is getting into the playoff season. The weather's going to break. It's going to be that fall weather. I mean, I'm pumped. This is my time of year. This next 6-7 weeks doesn't get any better as a sports fan for me. This is my favorite time of year, without a doubt.
Besides maybe March Madness, that might take it for like that first weekend, because after that it's like, nah. But the first, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you've got 4 games going on at the same time, that's pretty electric. But yeah, like you said, you got. I just love football and baseball, just like you do, and have the baseball season winding down, especially with our Reds still in it on, going into September. I'm gonna have to get out my Reds Hunt for Reds October shirt and start wearing that around because I know I've got like 3 or 4 of them around here somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not getting excited about the Reds. I'm a UK football fan and a Reds fan and a Bengals fan. I've been there too many times. I'll get excited when we clinch the wild card. I'll get excited. So, man, we've been on here 30 minutes. Haven't talked about cards. Anything going on in the world of cards this last week or two?
Well, there's a lot going on in the world of cards. And if you want to hit on, well, Topps is losing their MLB licensing to Fanatics, and Panini's losing their licensing to Fanatics. So what on earth is going to happen here? Because, I've got 5 years worth of Topps complete sets for Claire, and, I just picked up Cooper's third set for him. What's going to happen in 6 years? They can have another complete set without branding on it? Is Topps going to be a subsidiary of Fanatics? Is Fanatics going to buy them out? Like, what on earth is going to happen here? Because, Topps is promoting their 70th year. And that's why we got Project 70, and there's 70th year anniversaries all over everything. You can't say, Topps said we were blindsided by this. And that's just what they say. There's no way that somebody, after 70 years of having a relationship with Major League Baseball, nobody in Major League Baseball is like, hey, Topps, you might want to settle in and look what's about to happen because we're about to.
Yeah, they claimed that they didn't even know it was up for bid, right? Wasn't that the claim that they didn't even know the bidding was open? I can't
believe that. I think that's just what you have to say to save face because you just lost.
Yeah, I tell you what, it broke my heart. I'm a baseball collector, way more than football and basketball. That not only am I pro Topps, I have a small dislike for Panini, so I really don't care about that. But man, to think that there won't be a Topps after 70 years, and I've been collecting since 1981. I bought my first pack of Topps at Vaught's Grocery on the corner of 6th and Lexington in Danville, Kentucky. I walked into this old corner store, and I bought my first packs of Topps over the summer there. Topps to me is the hobby. It is collecting. So I tweeted it's the day after this happened is my hope is that Fanatics buys Topps, lets them operate as a wholly owned subsidiary, and lets them keep the Topps branding, lets them keep doing their thing, and just Fanatics owns them and they own the distribution and they get the profit, but we keep Topps. And that's really all I care about. I can't imagine Fanatics. They've got a couple years to do it, but just creating an entirely new card company that does baseball, football, and basketball. I guess they could, but I would love to see them keep the Topps brand, keep that history. It's 70 years. Topps is baseball cards. And to see that go away, I don't know if that would be smart for Fanatics to do that. I think the smart move for them would be to somehow incorporate Topps and its history into their new business model going forward. Now, right now they don't own Topps, but God, they got enough money to buy. Apparently they paid 25-year licenses on all 3 of these. I think all the Major League and NBA, NFL, I think they were 25-year licenses, and they did it with the leagues and the Players Association.
Yeah, they have the Players Association. That's huge.
Yeah, they've got a ton of money. So hopefully, they find a way to incorporate Topps. That's all I care about. If Panini goes away, if they disappear from the face of the hobby, I won't shed a tear. So I'm not really as concerned about where football and basketball are going, but I'm concerned about baseball for sure.
There was a time where Topps had football cards not too long ago. I've got some Peyton Mannings over here, some Tom Brady's, and some nice looking Topps football cards. I'd like to see that come back. They were really nice looking cards, but they could go really any different way because there's so many different types of cards to collect. Like you said, you baseball, basketball, football. But I got some Green Lantern cards right here. I've got some Pokemon cards right here. I got Batman cards right here. I got Allen and Ginter, a giant egg sitting right here with a horse on it. I've got some select basketball, some Topps baseball. I got Panini football sitting right there. I've got Bowman sitting right there. I've got Panini Chronicles Racing and Prism basketball, just all sitting on my desk right here. And it's like, okay, there's so many different variations, but we've talked about it so many times before where Panini will have the same picture for Illusions that they do for Prism, that they do for, Optic. It's like, okay, KJ Hamler's got the exact same picture and you're putting them on 5 different cards. I'd like to see that go away, where maybe use just a different image instead of, hey, I'm going to have the same image on 6 different variations of cards. Okay, it gets old, it gets tiring, but of course I still want that because it's my guy. I'm going to collect my Broncos and stuff. I'm just thinking as I look at this Tyler Stevenson right here, I'm trying to go for the rainbow of the Topps Chrome. Like, how expensive is that going to be? Because he's just a rookie. But then you've got, Don Russ, the pink card sitting here, and or just the college, chronicles. Like, what are going to happen to the college kids now that they're going to have the NIL, the
I was the NIL is going to make
and they're going to be able to make money. So you're going to have actual, cards of the kids in college, and they're going to be making money off of it. So is that going to be, football's version of Bowman's? Okay, now all of a sudden, I don't know why I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Okay, imagine what Zion Williamson cards would have been at Duke while he was playing at Duke, while he was the biggest name, since LeBron James, basically. And all of a sudden he's at Duke and selling his cards, making his own money, outside Cameron Indoor Stadium. Or, is Panini going to do that? He's got exclusive shoe deal with Nike while he's in college, and he's a billionaire rolling in on his, helicopter to practice. Like, I just don't know how that's going to go either. There's so much up in the air in the next 5 years that I just think it's going to like reinvent itself. And I know I've had a lot of conversations with other people, especially Mr. K Dub. Him and I talked about this a lot recently, where, flippers aren't going in and buying just everything now. So you can actually find like Topps products on the shelf, like Topps Chrome's now $27 at Walmart. I bought an Elements blaster. Walmart's jacking all their prices up. So people are leaving that on the shelf because you're going to have like a $2 profit to resell it. And so I think also, like, if you saw Select, I mean, they are still selling Select football megas on Target drops. Like, that has got to be the highest print run we've seen maybe since like the 90s. Now, I haven't done the math on it, but they said, Top Series 1 had 700,000 print run. That's a lot of cards. Imagine having a 1 of 1, of Top Series 1. But, people are like, oh, it's just the same as 5 years ago. Like, no, I mean, there's a lot more being printed right now than there was 5 years ago. So I hope that Fanatics almost like reinvents things and doesn't have 15 different products with the same picture. We're not going to have a million print run on every product. We're going to be able to find things in stores because, okay, well, blasters aren't $20 now. Now they're $40. So your cards might be a little more valuable as well. But also, like Cody just mentioned, he can't find stuff in stores. So, okay, now the flippers aren't flipping it. So you can actually buy it, but you're also buying it for $40 instead of $20. Yeah. But then, okay, you're going to raise the price of blasters. You're going to raise the price of cards, which is going to raise the price of resale. And it's just a vicious cycle. I will see like a whole reinvention coming somehow. I know I talked like 6 different tangents and went in a whole circle there, but it's kind of how I roll. So,
yeah, I'd like to see it too. I mean, and you're right. I walked into Walmart yesterday, and there were prestige football and elite football value packs on the shelf. They had to, around here they stock on Thursdays, and this was a Sunday. You just don't see that. But those elite football value packs are $15.98 for a value pack. It's almost up to the price of a blaster. I didn't purchase any of them, but yeah, you're starting to see cards on the shelf. And I think people are just seeing, like, especially with those like the prestige and the elite football, you're just not paying that price for them. You're not going to get your money back out. You're just not going to get your money back if you're in it to flip, if you're in it to sell. You're just not. And you talk about print runs. You think about it. You remember K-Dub did his, what was your favorite football product of last year bracket?
Yeah.
And he did it. He got Panini to go in and help and kind of like sponsor him for that.
Yeah.
But how many different products did Panini print last year in football?
I
Well, it
don't
was
have that answer, but that's a lot.
it was in the 20s, I think. I think it was like 20 over 20 different products. So I think the print runs have always been there, but they've done a good job of generating artificial scarcity. I think picking up a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Herbert rookie, there's just as many of those rookies out there as there were in 1996. It's just they have a different stamp on them. One of them says prestige, one of them
Yeah.
says elite,
That's a great
one of them
point.
says, select. But the print run has been there, and man, they just been making a killing with the
They're just
pricing
printing cash.
they're just printing cash. Because so that does kind of scare me that this might be in we might be in a bubble, a hobby bubble. I think we are, but the print runs are there. Topps obviously has a bigger print run on flagship this year than they have in the past. I think that's a given. People know that, but I think the industry will realize it, in a few years is like, my goodness, there were as many cards printed in 2019, 2020 as there were in 1996. We just didn't know it because it was disguised with different stamps on the cards, generating that artificial scarcity. So,
Yeah, and like you talk about, there's so many different things, and look at all the things that came up during the pandemic or what's now, like NFTs and apes and sloths, or even like Top Shot. I'm still buying Top Shot, and we've talked about it so many times how I was anti Top Shot. I bought my first WNBA pack this week.
yeah, I got a good pack of
WNBA
those.
Prism comes out, Wednesday, I believe. Oh, Thursday. And so we got to get Claire a hobby box. But there's just so many different ways that people who jumped on the cards bandwagon again during the pandemic have either stopped or dropped off. The breakers aren't there anymore, who were just doing that because you're in a pandemic. You're doing nothing but sitting at home. Let's break some cards. So I've seen maybe like half of the not big, huge names drop off. Obviously, like Ben with Midwest Box Breaks, he's just getting bigger and bigger, and quit his job to run this, and now he owns his own business. Same with the guys at Buck City Breaks. I mean, they went from going in their basement to basically a fortress. Like, it's incredible. It's a compound over there, and there's just so many different ways you can go about collecting things. And it's how many times we come back to just collect what you like. I like these Green Lantern cards. They're $2 a pack at Walmart, and they're always sitting on the shelf. Or, I like Select. So I got, I ripped this Mega. I got this LeBron. This is a really good looking card right here.
That's nice.
Even the Prestige Megas, man, I hit a 2 out of 3 Warren Sapp auto and an out of 50 T Higgins auto. Like, these Prestige Megas and I really don't like Prestige or Score. I didn't open any Score this year. Prestige was just on fire for me this year. But there's just so many different things, like you said, what Panini had 20 different products. Maybe Fanatics has 5. And like Cody said, it ruins the point of pulling a numbered card. Like, if you have, an out of 10, okay, say Justin Herbert Select, and they're using the exact same picture for Prism and Optic and Illusions, then you've got a 1 of 10 of 10 of 10 of 10 of 10. And just like you said, it's the same print run with this a different, sticker on it. I guess I don't know how to say it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I would kind of like it to revert. I don't want to say all the way back to junk wax era, but I would like to see less different products and just have one that says, you know what, here it is. We're printing a ton of these. If you have kids, if you want to collect, here's our flagship product. We're printing a ton. They'll be easily available to buy. Nobody's going to try to be flipping them because they're out there. If you want to buy them because you love to collect cards and you just want to buy them, and just have a bigger print run of something flagship, and then have the truly, okay, this one's special, like a National Treasures type or something, have a few of the special, truly hobby only. You can't get them at retail.
Yeah, like too much is going into retail.
Yeah. If you've got the money and you want to buy the high end, but I hate to see the way they do it, and they they put so many products out there that looks like it's scarce. So you're buying junk, but because people are flipping them, and it drives the price up. Like the difference in Elite and Prestige there's no difference in those, and neither one of them are ever going to. You're not going to sell those for any amount of money in the future unless you pull a one of one or you pull, the great autograph. But if you just go by and you're spending $15 on those value packs of Elite, I don't care if you pull, I guess if you pull a Trevor Lawrence autograph, you're going to get you're going to get your money's worth. But if you on the basic pack, you're never going to get your money's worth, especially if you're having to buy not off the shelf. If you're buying resale, I just wish they would, again, just not even fake it. Say we're just here's a flagship. We're printing a bunch of them, and when we do the limited editions, we're going to have fewer of those, and they truly are going to be special. And if you're going to pay money for them, this is what you can pay your money for. And that would give everybody a chance to collect. And I think it'd be better for the hobby.
And I see too how they're appealing to the gambler, and so breaks basically appeal to the gambler inside you, the anticipation, the hit or miss, the risk it all. But same, like I'm looking around my desk, like I've got stuff I don't even like opening, like Allen and Ginter. But what am I going to get in there? Like, honestly, there's Tyler Stevenson rookie autographs that I can get cheaper on eBay than I could buying a blaster and opening it. The feeling of pulling it would be amazing, but like, I don't even like that product. Or like Prestige, I didn't really want to even open them, but I opened the first one, hit a 2 of 3 Warren Sapp auto and sold it for more than my money. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to open the next one. Hit a T Higgins out of 50 auto. I'm like, okay, I'm going to open another one. And those were actually really, really good. I made more than my money back on them. But like Elite, I had some videos I put on TikTok where I just, $27 was stolen from me because I maybe got $3 back in cards and I didn't even enjoy it because it's 4 packs of cards and 5 cards per pack. So you're looking at 20 cards for $27. It's over $1 a card. And I got maybe like $3 or $4 back, and I didn't even enjoy it because it was like 3 minutes long of opening cards. I like opening tops because there's a ton of them in there. Like a jumbo box takes me like 2 hours, and that's a good time for me. So I just like you said, there's too much out there.
That reminds me, and I forgot I had this box sitting here. This box of Inception. This will explain it all for me, how stupid I am and how stupid this hobby's gotten. I went to Jimmy's Kentucky Roadshow in Lexington, paid $135 for this box, hoping to get a Tyler Stevenson auto or an Evan White auto. That's the 2 rookies I was collecting this year. Didn't even think, when I did, I was like, yeah, just give me that box. I'll buy it. I'll rip it the fun of the rip. I got maybe $30 worth of resale value out of this box. But while I was there, this girl walks in, and I didn't even think to look. She's looking in the singles, and she sees the Tyler Stevenson, not numbered, but just a Tyler Stevenson autograph. She says, Jimmy, how much is that? He's like, $30. She bought it. The card I was hoping to pull, spending $135 out of here. That's miserable, I could just bought that Tyler Stevenson for $30 and gotten the card I wanted. But just like you said, the gambling, the gambling aspect of it. Can I get what I want to get? But I bought that one box, and I was like, it was kind of a reality check for me. It's like, what am I doing? And I haven't bought a whole lot since then because I just, me, I start buying singles and I'll just buy what I want off eBay in the singles and let somebody else do the gambling and opening them, paying the big bucks to open them. So
see, I've gotten into making TikTok videos. I just started.
I've never done that.
My buddy makes. He got me into this. We went to a celebrity softball game together. Alexa Bliss was playing, and that's his wife's best friend. So she got us some sweet tickets. And so I'm sitting there, and he's showing me his TikTok, and he melts things on a nonstick pan. He's got like 600,000 followers. Each video is like $1 million. And he shows me how much money he made in July. And I'm like, so I just started opening a pack of cards and uploading the video to TikTok. And, a couple hundred views here, a couple thousand. I had one yesterday with 13,000 views in a day.
Really?
And it was basically me opening a pack of Elite football cards and saying, I just lit $27 on fire because I got absolutely nothing out of it. And so I've been making some Pokemon videos and, some football, rip some basketball. And, it's just a good time. You get a $20 blaster like the Green Lantern, the Batman cards. It's $2 a pack. These are really cool looking cards. And I can make this little video, try to gain a following. I don't know if I ever make money off of it, but I'm having a lot of fun just taking these videos with, just my cell phone and, my ring light and my tripod and stuff, and just one pack. You open it up, go into your video editor on the phone, make it into a video, upload it on TikTok. You get comments and talk to people. And it's just like I'm talking to you here. You can go live on there while you're ripping stuff, just sitting here at my desk opening a box of cards. I did that with Select Mega the other day, just interacting with people as I'm opening stuff that I'm never going to meet. I'm never going to talk to again, because like Twitter, I'm going to build relationships and be friends with people and, have that camaraderie. TikTok's just like, oh, hey, Cody's watching. Okay, hey, Jen, hey, do you like this card? Okay, great. And then you're probably never going to watch what I'm doing again, because it's a whole different kind of animal. And, it really made me think of Cody, because I started uploading my TikToks then to Instagram, and he's been watching my stuff, and he's one of my buddies from Michigan and liking my things and commenting on them, which, helps you grow as well. So I just think that I can't believe people are making money off doing nothing. And, I found Dub Mentality. He had a sweet TikTok.
Yeah.
He's got like 30,000 views per pack. It's just finding your niche and what you like and what you like to open, just having fun with it. And I've really been doing that and really enjoying it. Opening packs of stuff I never thought I would like Employee 84 has been doing, and saying that, he's selling like Ninja Turtle cards and Star Wars and getting into all sorts of things. Like he sent me with his repack or whatever you called it. I can't remember. I had like Family Matters cards, and like I had a Steve Urkel rookie card. Like, this is really cool, and I had a Carl in there, and it was cool, man. So getting these different cards, like we talked about before, you like what you like. And I'm starting to like other things than sports cards. Like I'm really into Pokemon. I have some really awesome cards here, and I have no idea what I'm doing with them or what they are or what they're worth, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm trying to learn, with my daughter who likes it as well. So it's taken a whole new turn of social media and going different directions for me. So opening stuff, I'm not going to pay $27 a blaster. That was just crazy. If I get $20 or $40 for a mega that I'm already going to open anyways, I like opening baseball with my wife. She doesn't really like basketball. So if I got basketball, I could open and take some videos. She doesn't like Pokemon. If Claire's not in the mood to open, I can take some videos and enjoy it. And it's just another avenue for me to share what I love with other people and feel that connection with somebody else.
Man, that's, at the end of the day, that's what a hobby is. It's what the collecting is all about. That's what I'm sure anybody who ends up watching this, they got their start in this hobby by buying cards because they liked the cards, not because how much will they be worth one day. But I enjoy opening this. I enjoy the thrill of getting someone I like, getting the card I like. And it doesn't have to be baseball or basketball. But what you just described is the essence of a hobby. It is designed to be a distraction from your real life and to be fun, and not to go take out a second mortgage on your home trying to, flip this to make money as a second income. That becomes a job, right? That's a grind, and that's a job, and that's not a lot of fun. The hobby to me is about the love of the nostalgia and the ripping the cards and sharing that with like-minded folks, whether that be when I'm 8 years old, all the little kids who lived in my apartment complex, we opened them and we traded. We sat on the ground outside and traded the cards, or, we got our binders out, and, you were just sharing the experience with other folks who had the same likes and dislikes. So if you find TikTok and you find your little niche of this is what I'm sharing, there's going to be 2,000 people, 3,000 people out there who like what you see, and you're having fun with it. And that's what it should be about. That's what a hobby is. That's definition.
I'm really glad you brought up ripping packs with your friends and just trading out in the parking lot or whatever. Cause I got, I'm sure everybody just got a ton of base cards sitting around. And so I'm coaching my daughter's T-ball team this year. I'm going to put together a bunch of, just random packs of baseball cards. There'll be hits in them, probably autographs, chrome, base, just whatever. I mean, obviously no Jesse Winkers in there, and just give them out to the kids. I mean, it's a co-ed team, but if you're 5 or 4, 5 or 6 year olds on the team and someone hands you baseball cards, oh, this is great. I got some baseball cards. I mean, how many times, like, we go to our local card shop here, and, Matt, who works up there, always gives Claire, a stack full of whatever sport she wants. Yeah, they're base cards, but it makes her so happy. She looks
Yeah.
through those and she can recognize the logos. I got a Blue Jackets, or I got a Red Sox. For some reason, she knows the Dolphins and the Red Sox like the best.
Yeah.
So, and it's good to see the young people, just their face light up, and it's over. Yeah, like you said, it's supposed to be something you enjoy. I LLC'd Gold Line Cards. I also make money off it on the side, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's a hobby for me. But also, like, there's tax benefits, there's liability, there's just so many other things that go into it for me personally that might not be there for you, or might not be there for Jen or for Cody, who's watching right now. But that's the way I took it. And, that's how a lot of different people are. That's how Buck City Breaks got their start, or Midwest Box Breaks. It's still a hobby to them, but it's also their business. They're having a ton of fun with what they're doing, but also this is what they do for their life. So I can see it both ways where, okay, they're also not flippers. They're not going to, Walmart clearing the shelves and, all just flipping cards just for money. Obviously, if they pull something, they can sell it and make money. That's what they do. But I think there's a huge difference in what they do and what just someone going and waiting in line, following the vendor around and having zero interest in opening anything. You're just in it for the money, compared to actually, owning and running a cards business. Because isn't that kind of like all of our dream one day, is to grow up and own an LCS and work at it?
Yeah, when I grow up, it's kind of what I want to do. But
yeah, I can't wait to grow up.
I would love to. I mean, but to me, I don't know. It might take some of the purity out of it for me. I don't know.
I'd be too nervous. Like I don't like selling cards. Like I have to just to put money back to buy other things. But like I hate selling cards. Like I don't want to sell my LeBron. He's gonna be sweet. Or I got this Tyler Stevenson. I can't sell him. Then I end up selling like my Drew Locks or something I really like. Like why did I sell that card? I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I have the same trouble. I've never sold an unopened box. I've never once sold it. I've told you that a bunch. I've never once sold an unopened box or an unopened pack. I can't do it. I can't not open it.
Cody makes the comment he's all for funding his PC with flipping. I mean, that's perfectly fine because you're putting money back in. So he flips singles, not wax. I mean, that's what we all do. I've got
I do that.
My Warren Sapp I sold that for $55. I shipped it out to the guy, and I'm gonna take that $55 and I'm gonna buy something else. I've got 4 Select Megas sitting back there, and I'm probably gonna, I'm going down to Orlando. My buddy Nick Lucchese lives down there. We're gonna rip some cards together, send some to him, and I'm probably gonna sell the other 2 to buy something else that I want to open. So I've got these. I can make money to buy, say, tops that I want to open, so I can sell these and basically have a free hobby box. I'm totally cool with that too. But if you're going into a store and just clearing it out for a sole purpose of just making money, just to redo this again, to do this again, to do this again, that's not part of the hobby. But if you're putting money back into it, yeah, that's part of this being a cards person. You're making money to buy more stuff in this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I absolutely did that last year. I mean, if I got a Zion Williamson card, it was going on sale. I was selling it on eBay right then. I was taking that money and going back and buying, that Rod Carew PC that I flexed with all those PSA cards last year. I mean, I bought all those cards somewhere between January and June of last year. That was completely funded from just a few cards, a couple Kyler Murrays and a few Zions that I got. That I wasn't a big Kyler Murray fan. I wasn't a Zion fan, and I pulled some nice cards. And I didn't want them, but I did want those Rod Carews. So, I sold those to then take that money and buy the cards that I wanted. So, yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Well, we're at 55 minutes, and I got to put this player to bed in 9 minutes. Yeah. So we hit on everything we wanted to, except for like Trent Dilfer, and we were both like, nah, whatever. So I thought I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you tonight. So.
Yeah, man. And I guess we'll be kind of back at this tomorrow, right? Am I going to host your show tomorrow?
I'm so excited about that. So if you're watching now or later, Around the Hobby tomorrow night, Shay's going to host, and I'm going to be a guest. We've got 3 other people right now working on a 4th. Chris from Buck City Breaks had to back out due to their breaking tomorrow, and he doesn't think he'll be done. So we got to find a one more guest for that show. But we've got Jamie, the real SPZA. Nick Lucchese's going to join, and Vito, the Point Sports Cards. And so
That'd be fun.
we got Chuck P. Card was going to try to get on, but he's got a Clippers event. So I don't know if Chris or Cody, you guys are in the comments, or Jen, if you guys want to join, just let me know. And it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to be on the other side. So, I got on K Dubs High Fives. I was interviewed, I did that for him. And I was like, hey, this is really fun being on the other side of things. Because typically I'm, you and I just chat here, but on the other shows, I do the interviewing. So I'm really excited for that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I am too. I'm excited to do it. So, and I think we're going to do it again. Hopefully, like a couples edition at some point in the near future, aren't we? Are we going to try to do
plan.
that?
Becky and I were going to go against Anna and Zach, but right now Zach's working some nights, so I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off with their kids. But also, maybe Garrett and his wife, or there's a lot of hobby couples that collect together. So we'll figure it out.
Well, cool, man.
Or
all right, go
Jamie
get
and
that.
His wife, because we met them in Canton.
Yeah, I was going to say, go get that beautiful young girl in bed. It's she's got kindergarten's tough, so
yeah,
go get her some rest.
She got school tomorrow, so
yep. All right, man, this is fun as always. We need to do it more often, so appreciate you having me on. And if you're still watching, we got 3 or 4 people in the chat. I apologize, my chat wasn't on. I wasn't able to chat back tonight, but I've seen the comments rolling through there. Appreciate you guys interacting with us and sticking with us to the end.
Yeah, I'm just going to end the broadcast and not go through the song, because my computer's just been freezing, and I got a feeling if I click on it, it's just going to freeze, and I'm going to be sitting here for like 10 minutes with it just staring at me. So,
gotcha.
All right, man. We are end broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Peace. Have a good one.